What's going on, everybody? It's Q here from Retro Q Game, and I want to preface this video by just saying that this is a pretty complicated topic, and well, some of the things can be hard to grasp, and the concept and the context and all as well, and I'm going to try get it across as much as possible, but I may stumble over one or two points and cross them back and forth and all, but I hope you'll get the whole idea as well. I also have to be very careful about it because it might sound one way in certain situations. But anyway, on to the video. So as everyone should know, I'm a big fan of voice acting, the voice acting industry, the actors themselves, etc., even if I'd never be able to do it myself. And of course, this is tangentially affecting gaming as well, because many of the people we're going to talk about today are also involved in voice acting in games, not just animation, not just in voice CG roles and stuff as well, so it all kind of comes together. But lately, over the past couple of days, and hell, maybe even a couple of weeks, there have been big calls for proper representation when it comes to voicing characters. For example, many voice actors and some fans and all out there believe that Asian people should voice Asian characters, black people should voice black characters, Indian people should voice Indian characters. You might remember the whole Apu situation a long time ago. And this goes just beyond skin colour as well. There are people out there who believe that gay characters should just be voiced by gay people, by lesbian characters voiced by just lesbian people, non-binary characters voiced by non-binary people. The list goes on. And just before we go any further, I want to touch on it and reiterate it one more time that I'm not disparaging any of these individual groups or anything like that. But it's kind of come to a head at the moment over the last few days, simply because there's a very, very high-profile voice actor who has a very, very high-profile voice in a very, very high-profile show. And he has been voicing this character for 20 years now. And he is finally giving this position up. Because the character he voices is black, and he is a white man. And he believes that a black character should be voiced by a black person. The voice actor, character, and show in question are Mike Henry, Cleveland Brown from Family Guy. Now, there are many people out there that have come out and supported this, both fans, both industry veterans and industry actors and producers, executives, etc. and all as well. There are obviously people on the other side of it too. I'm going to let you know where I sit on it a little bit later, but I just want to go over the kind of whole side of it, just to give you different versions of it from different people and where they sit on it and whatnot too, just to give you a couple of examples. Some of the more high-profile ones out there that have come out in support of all of this, one would be Erin Fitzgerald. Now, Erin is a female voice actress. She is very, very popular, especially when it comes to anime and Japanese-related games. In fact, you may know her as Chie from Persona 4, depending on which version of the game you played. But the point is, she has come out and she has supported Mike and various others in this regard, that she believes that white people should voice white characters, black people should voice black characters, etc., etc. But this almost feels a little bit hypocritical, considering that the majority of her fame and her work is portraying Asian characters. And another high-profile voice actor who's come out in defense of the whole situation as well is Phil Lamarr. Phil Lamarr is a very talented, very high-profile voice actor who has done all sorts of characters across all types of animation, games, etc. Some of the stuff he's more famous for includes Vamp from the Metal Gear Solid series, who is a white guy, and he voices Samurai Jack in Samurai Jack, who is obviously an Asian guy. Now, Phil Lamarr is black, and he supports Mike in this regard. He believes that minorities such as black people and black characters and Asian people and Asian characters should be kind of left to themselves, if you will. That sounds really bad, but I hope it comes across with what I'm getting to the point across for. Like I said, it's a bit complicated with the wording. But you have to wonder, where does this stop? Because at the end of the day, look at all of the different people that voice all of the different characters, age, gender, skin color, whatever it is. Nancy Cartwright, who is a 62-year-old white woman, voices Bart Simpson. Now, I can't remember what age Bart Simpson is. He might be 10 or 12 or 14, or he's in that kind of bracket. But basically, she voices someone who is 10, 12, 14 years old, a young boy. Should she be removed from that position or expected to be given up just to give an appropriate age young boy a voice acting job? Tara Strong voices so many different young boys, young girls, female characters, etc. So you have all these different people who voice all these different races, all these different genders, all these different age spectrums that is not confined to the real world equivalent of themselves. Now, where do I sit on the whole situation? Personally, I believe in meritocracy. You hire the best voice for the job, no matter who it comes from. I don't care if that involves casting an old white woman as a young black kid. I don't care if that involves casting an old black man to voice a young white girl. To me, these are completely different arguments that don't fit together whatsoever. When you're auditioning and applying for a job, which these voice actors are doing, you should get by on your talent, skill, and ability alone. I don't care who voices who, as long as they do the best job possible. We as consumers should not be forced to have a subpar representation of a character just because the person that would have been the best version of the character unfortunately doesn't match the skin color. Basically, what I'm trying to say is hire the best person for the job. If you need a voice actor, you are hiring a voice. You are hiring a voice's ability to convince you and convey the emotions in the situation that is occurring. And I'm just going to end this video with a small quote from Phil Lamarr from 3 years ago. A person's voice has no color. A voice has many things: culture, history, attitude. What it doesn't have is a race. It feels no stranger to play a white character than an alien or a bird, a rapper or a person from a different country. Unless I'm playing the part of an African American voice actor from California who is standing in a recording booth, I'm always going to be interpreting a character.